Alright, so I decided to spend $161 in Amazon and get a turntable because I was intrigued as to what $161 can get you for a turntable. So this is the result. It's the unboxing of the 1x1 turntable. I just arrived today and I'm getting out of the box. So of course Amazon double boxes everything. We just need to get rid of the outer box. And the paper that they put in, and this is the inner box. The 1x1 turntable system. It comes with Bluetooth and line out, although I probably won't use those. Although I will show that it tests with the Bluetooth a little bit later in the video. So I'm just going to open it up, take out all of the components, and go ahead and set it up. So quick start instructions, of course. You can go through those. I'm not going to go through those. I know how to set up a turntable. It's the dust cover sitting on top. This little package of additional things, little key for changing the belt and the 45 RPM adapter are in there. There's also a protractor. Oh, there's additional stuff, the USB cable and the platter in the bottom of the box. There's a protractor for setting up the cartridge that they include with it, a simple 2.1. I'll talk about that a little later. And just get the styrofoam off. Get the additional things in there. There's a counterbalance for the Tonearm, which they taped in there pretty good. And then there's the power adapter, the little wall wart, 12 volt DC. So now that those are out, I can get rid of the rest of the styrofoam. Yeah, let you see the power adapter here. Okay. So that's it, a pretty standard thing. We'll get rid of the rest of this, and the counterbalance. And the get rid of the styrofoam and the plastic, and we'll start setting it up. That USB cable. So when I said it comes with line out, that means that it includes the phono preamp, which also has a switch to bypass it. Alright, so let's start getting this set up here. Go get the platter, and that's the platter with the felt mat. So platter, felt mat. It's got a little ribbon taped to the platter. You take that off and you can use it to wrap the belt around the pulley, as you can see here. So there it is. Just slip the ribbon out and you're all set there. Put the felt mat back on. And at this point the Tonearm's got a metal twist tie holding it down, so we'll just remove that. It's actually got a little hole through the center of the arm rest there, and just need to feed that through. And they have some protective tape around the cartridge head, so I guess the stylus protector won't slip off and damage the stylus while it's in shipping. So just remove that tape. And put the counterweight on. We'll adjust that in a little bit. And there's an anti-skate weight that comes along with this as well. And there it is. It's got a little piece of fishing line on it that you wrap around a post. The problem is with this, and the first problem I ran into, is that the fishing line is not long enough. It's not nearly long enough. It will not go from the little post that's supposed to go on here over the hook at the back. It should be about another 2 inches longer than it actually is. So there's absolutely no way that that's going to work. So I actually have another. Well, first of all, we'll balance the tone arm here first, or we'll try and get it as close as possible. So just adjust it so that it's floating free. The bearings on this, the up and down bearings, are pretty brutal, and the weight, the adjustment, it's not very fine, so to get it to balance is somewhat difficult. I'm just kind of guessing here because it's sort of floating freely, but it's not. On other turntables you can really tell when it's balanced because the pivot on those, the pivot for the up and down, it's very nice. You can see it floating. I'm gonna set it here to 0, and then I'm gonna move it into 1.75 grams. I think this cartridge is actually set for, or is supposed to be set for 1.5, but 1.75 I think is general, anywhere between 1.5 and 2 for most moving magnet are good. So since I don't trust the weight adjustment, especially with those bearings, I broke out the Neotech, and this will just give me the tracking force here. So see, I set it to 1.5 and it's telling me, or sorry, 1.75, and it's telling me about 1.5. So yeah, it's not very accurate in terms of setting that up. So I'm just gonna fiddle around with it here a little bit and try and get it to 1.75, and then I'll actually set the counterweight number back to 175. It's okay, you don't really need to be 100% accurate with these things. You just kind of got to get a ballpark. If it says 1.5 and you set it to 1.49, it's not a big deal. Or if you set it to even to 1.55 or 1.6, it's not a big deal. You just don't want to set it to like 4 or 0.5. That's a bit of an exaggeration. You'd probably be able to get it a little closer than that. Alright, 1.75. Close enough. So we'll just we'll put it back in the armrest, and then I'll just swing the dial around so it shows 1.75. Notice I'm not actually touching the weight itself. The weight is not moving. It's just that dial that's moving. All right, so I do have another counterweight that I have made up. So this is the original one that came with it. And you can see it's showing about 380 grams. The one that I have is a little less. I'll put that on there. As you can see, it's a little less than 360. That's close enough for the anti-skate. So I'll just put that one on. This one has enough line on it that it's going to hang over. So there. The one thing that I did know is that that hook is really close to the back lid and it's going to cause some issues. So putting the back lid on, yeah, I noticed that it was too close. We'll take care of that in a little bit. If you don't have another weight like I do to be able to put this on and actually do it, you can maybe get another little piece of nylon fishing line and maybe do a little loop around it to extend it. You just need to get one that's thin enough. So here we go, we'll test it, plug it in, turn it on. Sorry about the out of focus. You can tell it's just switching on. As soon as I switched it on, it went straight into Bluetooth and connected up with my NAD M10. I don't know if you can tell, you can't really tell, but here's actually the reading, 33.88. If you want to go back, freeze frame that, the wow and flutter on it's pretty bad. Just showing the 2-point protractor that comes with it. It's actually kind of useless because if you look at the head on this, you can't adjust it. There's no slides on the head to move it back or forth or angle it. So there's no adjustment on it at all. But what do you expect for $161? Probably not much. So here I'm just going to move that hook out of the way a little bit so it's a little further clear of the back, and yeah, we'll give it a try here. So there, yeah, it's not an issue. It's got enough clearance all the way into the center. It's fine. I'm not going to have an issue with that.
I'm light.